It's Week 8 of the NFL, and the spotlight is on Najee Harris. He had a great week last week, well over 100 on the ground.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone.
Sheds off the tackle.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Steelers offense set for their first possession here, and it's Kenny Pickett who will lead the way, the second-year man, Charles, from Pitt.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Right off the bat, here's Pickett to throw it.
And his first pass is incomplete.
And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. 12 now for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either. And it's 7-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just two plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Well, the Jaguars ready to go on offense for the first time, and they're led by the former #1 pick in the draft. In his third season now, Charles, Trevor Lawrence.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
For Johnson, the numbers for his performance from last week: 14 carries, 52 yards.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
Lawrence's throw taken in by Ridley here.
Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Up the middle, Johnson.
And this will be a Jaguars first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Here's the rookie from Auburn, Tank Bigsby.
The tackle there by Patrick Peterson.
Here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And this is incomplete.
You look at this Steeler defense.
Now, they've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
This is such a good unit of covering passes downfield. I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. A short one there to Freiermuth.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
It's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
The Steelers at 1-5, really struggling here to start the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
And it is caught. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Give him 30 yards there.
Boy, they've definitely come out of the gate smoking here in the first quarter. Whatever they've tried to run has worked. And there's another example right there. Game plan is one thing, but how about his accuracy? It's been exceptional.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Now the third-year man, Najee Harris.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. But look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that production.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Back to throw, Pickett. Finding Johnson on the out route, that's complete. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
Harris running straight ahead. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue, just make sure you feed me the football? And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Pickett looking to throw on 2nd down.
Throw left side, taken in by Washington.
And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And coming into this ball game, this was an offense that wasn't just talking about the notion of ball control. They were preaching it. They wanted to win the time of possession battle, and they've done so here. This drive's taken up quite a bit in the first quarter. Now they are set up 1st and goal.
Pickett will look to throw it here.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Dialing up another pass here. Pickett.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play because if they get the stop and hold them to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
So Pickett is off to the sideline, and Chris Boswell is on for the Steeler field goal try.
From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Boswell's kick is good.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
Washington now brings this out. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them.
And now off to the races down the right side.
Inside the 20.
And down to the 7-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 67 yards.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Dearness Johnson, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are back within a score. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field.
A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they were able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Pickett. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Off the play fake, here's Pickett.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at the 20. (10-7) our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 42 yards rushing for him down. He's carried the ball just 5 times.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now Lawrence to throw.
He'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. The first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Bigsby.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
First down, Jacksonville.
Now a handoff to Bigsby.
Down to about the 22 here.
Holding offense. What did they call that on?
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he's going to take this one down to the 25.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here's Johnson again on second down.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on third down. This is now the 9th play of the drive.
Now Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
Lawrence will throw.
Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Brenton Strange
From 8 yards out, and the Jaguars have taken the lead.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
Just drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Now McManus for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
This taken in at the goal line. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Pickett now from the gun here. That's complete to his tight end Fryermuth.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down.
2nd and 7. They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
First catch so far by Pickens. It's good for a 1st down. Here's Pickett.
And this one's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Down to about the 22 here. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Looking to throw. Pickett. He's got his target. That's good.
Johnson on its poke 3. Football's held. And the Jags grab it. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Pickett going to bootleg it.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield of man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line.
Pickett now, 3rd and goal. Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. Deontay Johnson with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Steelers are able to move back in front.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and it's now 17-14.
On the return, it's Washington. This taken in right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again.
They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually...
There he goes, right side. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
That's why you call a screen. You want to catch a defense over-committing. Plenty of space available, and that matched up perfectly. What a convoy he got downfield to pick up big yardage on that play.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Lawrence. Now a screen set up for Johnson.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Screen play, Johnson.
He's got room at the 30.
And he'll be taken down at the 26. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Here's Lawrence.
A short throw to Ingram. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack.
Lawrence.
He's got it. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Parker Washington
from 17 yards out.
And the Jaguars will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
McManus's point after is good, and that will make this a 4-point game. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Now Pickett.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half.
And able to get this out to the 25.
So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. They fell in their ball game last week. That was a loss to the Saints, but they're on top here as they begin this drive.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
At their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Complete to Washington. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Johnson off tackle right. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Lawrence.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Meanwhile, Pickett's throw into the hands of Pickens. And past the 35, will be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Pickett now on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't it?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They begin the drive with Johnson. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
68 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Lawrence now off the bootleg. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now Lawrence. They'll find a man over the middle. It's Washington. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Steelers' 6-yard line.
Here's a give to Bigsby. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
3rd and 2, now Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Parker Washington with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. There's Deontay Johnson as the Steeler offense gets set for this next series.
He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think it's what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here, third quarter. We'll see what else he has in store for us.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now a first down carry for Harris. Shrugs him off. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And he's got this down to the 35. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been AWOL on this drive so far. 3 plays, 3 first downs given up. They've got to find the answers, and they've got to find them quick.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Then their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly, they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on third down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected fourth down here.
Boswell's kick is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game.
So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. T.J. Watt, always a disruptor, there to blow that play up.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
From the shotgun, Lawrence on the slant. He finds Washington.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Here's 3rd and 6. Now Lawrence. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Harris starts the drive on the ground. And a good stiff arm and some space to run. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 25 yards to pick up there, also a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
Back to throw. Pickett.
That's complete to Robinson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Pickett back to throw. And off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high-percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Pickett. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 19. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Running left, it's Rory.
And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, it's Pickett.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
94 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Pickett, he'll look to throw it.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
That throw finds Pickens in the end zone. Touchdown Steelers.
A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Steelers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th.
So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They've still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
So a big play now as the Steelers will go for 2.
Pickett will try to throw for this.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down one. What's the sense? I like what they did.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
And they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score, but bottom line, they are still on top with the football, and a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A. And that's to about the 28, second down coming up. Second down, 8 to go from the 28.
Handoff left for Johnson. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Lawrence to throw.
Airing it out, looking for Ridley. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Just because you got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. On 1st and 10, it's Pickett.
And that'll be incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Pickett back to the air on 2nd down. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
Andrew Wingard
Drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taking it about the 36. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
Now Lawrence on 1st down.
Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that will bring up 2nd down.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Lawrence working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Lawrence. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And he'll take this one down near the 15. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. The kick by McManus is good, and that will push the lead up to 5. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
So here's Pickett and the Steelers. Down by 5. 1:54 on the clock. Pickett to throw.
Being chased out left.
Pickett lost it. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Pass complete to Robinson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Plenty of time, and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Now Pickett.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw here. Pickett.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
That's caught downfield by Pickens.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Now 1st and goal. Here's Pickett.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
Pickett back to throw.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Now Pickett.
And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
Charles, that drive was perfect. Methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive, because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Lawrence.
And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
A final shot now for Lawrence.
And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the Steelers, it may not be too late to salvage their season as the win moves them to 2-5 now on the year.